All right, guys, we have onions here. Lots of onions. Each bunch here is approximately 50 to 70 onions. We order our onions from Dixondale Farms. We have very good results from them. I have planted them by seed in the past, and I haven't had very good results. I'm going to still try in the future, but for now we've been ordering from them, and it's been working out really great. The three types that we order are the yellow granics, the Texas Super Sweets, and the Southern Bells. The Southern Bells are the red onions. The thing we love about these Southern Bells is they're not overpowering. Did you ever go somewhere, especially restaurants, you order a salad and they put the sliced red onions in there, and they're just too overpowering. They're just too powerful. They destroy the flavor of everything else. You know what I'm saying? These are not like that. These are very mild. They're mellow and they're very tasty, so you can enjoy everything without your eyes watering and all that. So we love them for that. And they're a good size for a red onion. They're a very good size. I want to say 3 to 4 inches in diameter, if not even maybe a little bigger. That's what they were growing for us, anyways. The yellow granics and the Texas Super Sweets, those puppies are like 5 to 6 inches in diameter. They're huge, and we grew them last year and also the year before. Fantastic. They grow great here. We usually eat them fresh, of course, as much as possible. The rest we freeze dry. We either chop them up in a little chopper, or we get this little mandolin and we slice them up in slices, freeze dry them, and we put them in 1 or 2 quart mason jars. We got the Food Saver vacuum sealer with that handheld unit where you can vacuum seal canning jars. And that works out great, and we can use that for long-term storage, and they are fantastic to snack on. They're really tasty, the onions, when they're freeze-dried like that. So anyways, guys, what I have to do now, I have to put a row, maybe 2, but I'm going to do 1 for now. I'm kind of at a race for time because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and I can't till if it rains. And we're supposed to be getting, if it rains tomorrow, it means I can't till the next day either because it'll be all muddy. And then it's supposed to rain again, so I'm kind of at a race for time here. These are my garlic that I did a video on that. I'll put a link to that up here, or a card. They are doing fantastic. They're doing great. They're growing great. We don't have much of a winter here, so they just started growing right away. And that 10 degrees that we had here a while back ago, you know, onions, it won't even faze them. I'm sorry, garlic, it won't even faze them. I've got onions on my mind. So yeah, they're doing great. So I'm gonna till up here a row. I have to leave a space here to get my lawnmower in between there, so I can, you know, keep the grass down. Or I may put some weed barrier cloth, I don't know, but I gotta put at least 24 inches in between each row. So let me put this row of, let me till this row up here. I'm going to be amending it with some, I have a big old pile over there. It's composted wood chips, mushroom compost, the clean out from my chicken coop, and some horse manure that I had left over. It's all mixed up in there, and it's great amendment for the soil. One thing I forgot to mention is when you're planting your onions, you're going to have a choice. It depends on where you live. The southern states, you're going to have your short day onions, they're called. If you live in the central region of the United States, you're going to have your medium day onions. And if you live in the northern region, you're going to have your long day onions. That depends on how much sunlight you get during the day. In the spring and summer, you get more sunshine, daylight in the north than you do in the south. So here in the south we have the short day onions here, and that's what we're going to be planting. Also, you need to plant your onions a month and a half before your last freeze or frost comes around. And this will give them a little time to the root systems to start getting established. And so when spring comes, things warm up, the onion starts growing, the root system will be there ready so they can grow. All right guys, so let me get this row tilled in, amended, and we're going to start planting. Okay, so what I did is just smoothed it out with the rake a little bit, just to get it kind of level and even. Next thing I do is I put some minerals in there. I use azomite. Fantastic stuff. If your soil, I've said this in other videos, a lot of the soils in the United States, especially the commercial farming, depleted of void of minerals. Bacteria is dead in the soil. You need bacteria in your soil. That's why you amend it with compost and manures and things like that, to any type of dead organic material, to get the bacteria in there. So what they do is they munch on the organic material, and in the process they release this acid. That's how they eat. They release an acid. That acid breaks down minerals in your soil in a form where your plants can absorb. And therefore, when you eat the plant, you absorb those minerals and you benefit from it. So, I mean, if your plot of land has never been tilled or whatever, you still have to remember what type of soil you have. You may have too much of something and not enough of something else. This just adds what your soil doesn't have, basically. It's just, in other words, it's just an insurance to let you know that everything is pretty much there, and the plant, whatever it needs, it'll take it. So that's the way I see it. If your soil is low on something, this will ensure that it's there, that your plant will absorb it. And minerals is what gives your fruits and vegetables flavor. That's why when you go grocery shopping and you see these beautiful looking vegetables, they taste like cardboard because there's no minerals in there. That's why when you grow stuff at home, it's juicy and sweet and it tastes much better. Always tastes much better. All right guys, so I'm just going to sprinkle this on, kind of rake it in within the first inch or two of soil, and now we're ready to plant. All right guys, when you get your onions, they're going to come in a bunch like this. I think there's roughly 50 to 70 onions in there. Once you get them in the mail, you get them home, open it up, and you got approximately 3 weeks to plant them. It's been, what, 2 weeks maybe for us? About 2 weeks. And when you're ready to plant within that 3 weeks, these are the the Texas Super Sweets. These bad boys get like 5-6 inches in diameter. What you want to do is plant them in the ground about 1 inch deep. And since they get 5 to 6 inches in diameter, you got to figure the spacing. For these, I would recommend 8 to 10 inches apart. If you did them 6 inches apart and they get 6 inches in diameter, they're going to touch each other. So that's not going to work. We're doing them 8 because the row is we're limited to how wide the row is. But we're doing 8 inches apart, and that should be good. And like I said, about 1 inch deep. When spring comes and they start growing, that's when you probably would want to fertilize them. Personally, I just use an organic fertilizer, sprinkle it in and water it, or let the rain, you know, soak it in. Also, when you see the bulbs start to grow, the good idea to get your finger and kind of remove the soil around the bulb, not the root down at the bottom, but just around the sides a little bit. That'll give the onion, you know, room to grow and grow big. But because if your soil is compact and it's trying to grow big, it won't. Okay, so that's basically it. And then when it's ready to harvest, I will do another video on that one. Okay guys, so we're gonna continue on here. We're gonna plant first our Super Sweets, continue on. My wife is telling me it looks like we're gonna have another row, and I kind of think so too. But we're gonna continue on here with the Super Sweets, and then with the other varieties all the way down to the end. If we got a ton left over, then I'm gonna have to make another row. All right guys, so thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.